Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. I'm adding this short clip to the front of this video because I forgot to say this in the entire video, and it's the most important thing. Gave you all this important information that's to come, but I forgot the most important thing, so here it is to start it off. I'm showing you how the young phenom quarterback Lamar Jackson for Louisville, where Muhammad Ali's from, how this year his season has been non-stop tributes to Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali was born January 17th, 1942. Lamar Jackson was born January 17th, 1997, 55 years later to the day. So with that said, here comes the rest of the video. Lamar Jackson, a tribute to Muhammad Ali. What's so suspicious about this week's game? November 5th, 2016, over Boston College. And what's so interesting about next week's game against Wake Forest on November 12th. Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It's November 5th, 2016, a Saturday. A lot of college football today. I didn't watch any of the games. I had it on the TV for about 15 minutes. It was on a break between games. They were talking about games played earlier in the day, and they brought up this stat that Lamar Jackson, supposedly 19 years old, a freshman, he set this record. Most touchdowns in NCAA football history through 9 games with 45. And if you didn't see my video that I put out earlier this year on Lamar Jackson and what a tribute he is to Muhammad Ali's from Louisville. Lamar Jackson's playing for Louisville. I'm going to link that video in the description. We're going to revisit a lot of that information in this post because I'm going to show you what a ritual's going on here and why next week, he's going to score his 46th touchdown against Wake Forest. There's a reason he's scoring number 46 next week against Wake Forest, their next game. College sports are scripted just like professional sports. When you know the language of Gematria, you can see through the script in record time. And when you pay attention to this knowledge, when you take notes, when you record the information and pay attention to the patterns, you can see things instantly, and that's what I'm going to show to you here. Right away when I saw this, the 45th touchdown, it made me think of the day Muhammad Ali died, June 3rd, 2016. The Prophet Muhammad in the Quran died at age 63. Muhammad Ali, who changed his name as a tribute to the Prophet Muhammad, died on June 3rd, 6/3. When you count 1 through 63, it sums to 2016, like the year we're in. So Muhammad Ali, the day he died, June 3rd, 2016, is 6 plus 3 plus 20 plus 16, 45. And Gary Grinberg, who's out there criticizing me and putting down Gematria, it is true. He knows his numerology way better than me. He's not an honest person, though. He's working for the gang. He's half-truthing it and ripping people off for it. I'm putting out free knowledge that's more impactful and more worthwhile than his. But if I had Gary's numerology knowledge, he does have more numerology knowledge, I could tell you even more about these numbers and these patterns and their significance. If Gary was in this for truth and helping out people, he'd be complimenting my work instead of making videos to putting me down like a little baby because he was wrong about the World Series. Any of you who've watched Gary Grinberg's videos that might have shown up in your feed as it continues to show up in mine, a video attacking Gematria, he said that, I'm a fraud and my World Series pick is just bogus. It's coincidence. This guy picked the Red Sox to win the World Series and charged people for it. He picked the Cleveland Indians after the Red Sox were eliminated and charged people, and they didn't win the World Series. I picked the Cubs in spring training. And right now he's making fun of me on my video in the comments because he says last year I picked the Mets to win the World Series and they didn't. Well, as I always say, this is an ongoing study for me. I'm in my 3rd year of doing this. Each year I learn more and more. And nobody's ever done this before in the world. In Gary's video, he said I'm just taking other people's information off the internet and putting it in my own videos. That's a straight up lie. Nobody in the world was doing what I'm now doing before I was doing it. And all the people who are close to me, their closest criticism of my work was, well, Zach, it seems like there might be something to it, but I think if there was something to it, somebody would have already done it before and put it out there. A lot of people told me that. So, a lot of those people, they're now seeing that, oh, maybe I'm not so wrong. They've watched how I've called all 3 of the championships in the last year, before the seasons began or from the start of the season. So anyway, Muhammad Ali, dead on a date with 45 numerology. This man getting this big tribute through 9 games, 9 a special number. 9 has Gematria 42, like the name Muhammad Ali, like the word Freemason. Number stamped on black people for a specific reason. Black History Month's February, the only month that sums to 42. Whole lot more to it. But anyway, let's go through this here. So Lamar Jackson gets his 45th touchdown, record through 9 games. ESPN, he was the top story, the highlights of the 7 touchdowns he had today. Scored 7 today. The number 7's the 4th prime. Muhammad Ali died at age 74. Muhammad in Gematria sums to 74. I have a video from 2014 showing how important 74 is to Muhammad Ali and why he will probably pass at age 74, as he did this year on June 3rd. Numerology can tell you a lot. Knowing Gematria, it'll tell you even more. Gary Grinberg and people like him, they want to say Gematria is bogus. It's all about numerology and nothing else. What's the point of having that perspective? Anyone who applies Gematria sees it's no joke. And how can you listen to somebody criticize another person who has a record that's not as fruitful to show for it, Gary Grinberg's claim to fame is that he picked the NBA Finals supposedly 10 years in a row. Well, even if he did, who gives a shit? Because the NBA is the most predictable sport in all of professional sports. It's easier than the WWE. It's a complete joke. It's a complete joke. Plus, Gary last year said it would be Cavs over Thunder. I said all year it would be Cavs over Warriors, I don't know what Gary picked for the Super Bowl last year. I had Broncos over Panthers in November. I had Broncos in October. I don't know what Gary had last year. Gary called the Super Bowl. I don't even know. I'm just saying Gary doesn't have any reason to hate. He should be taking notes. If I had his numerology knowledge, we'd be even further ahead. So Gary Grinberg, I'm passing the ball to you, man. He did this today. This young man, Lamar Jackson, he did this today against Boston College. Boston College in Gematria sums to 63. ESPN, they had this top story. It's 64-second video, 60 seconds in a minute plus 4 more seconds. Made me think of something. The word boxer equals 64, like Miami Beach. Muhammad Ali became boxing champion in 64 in Miami Beach. Civil rights equals 64. The 64 was the year of the Civil Rights Act. Barack Hussein Obama equals 64, elected the 44th president 44 years after the Civil Rights Act. Martin Luther King Jr., the face of the act, dead on April 4th, 4-4. Obama, number 44, 44 years elected later, 64 to 2008. So look, the game today, the score was 52-7. And right away I said, oh, that's funny because Muhammad Ali was Muhammad Ali from age 22 to 74, 52 years. Muhammad was the prophet. The word prophecy equals 52. Today's game, a date with 52 numerology. So on a date with 52 numerology, prophecy number, Louisville scores 52 points. We have this quarterback, Lamar Jackson, who has these parallels to Muhammad Ali. We're going to get more to those. Again, Muhammad Ali from Louisville. 52 points. The score is 52-7, a sum of 59. 59, a number stamped all over black people throughout history, along with 42, those two numbers. Motown Records came out in 59. Negro equals 59. Slave 59. Blues 59. The opponent had 7 points. He scored 7 touchdowns, Again, 7, the 4th prime. Muhammad Ali dead at age 74. Muhammad 74. Jesus 74. Cross 74. Messiah 74. Gospel 74. Now, call me crazy, but the 231 yards also pops out. If you haven't seen all that I've shown about 231 and then the last week of sports, from the World Series to Monday Night Football to more, that's the number for Hillary Rodham Clinton, who's about to be the 45th president. And he just got his 45th touchdown today. And this is how it is. Sports are tributes to what's going on in the news and current events, because it's all tributes to a Freemasonic network, an agenda laid out and planned long ago. What we're not understanding as people who are living through this is the athletes on the TV screen. A lot of them have been born and bred to play these positions, to be these politicians, to be these presidents, these actors, these celebrities, these news anchors. We're living a planned agenda, and agents, if you want to call them that, from athletes to actors, which these athletes are, they are very much actors. That's why they get them comfortable on the camera in college. College is just the breeding ground for the next stage, pro sports. But anyway, I started with just this, and I said, okay, I got to see what else happened on this game. And then I just laughed when I saw the score was 52. Right away, I said, okay, prophecy, 52 date, numerology, Muhammad Ali for 52 years. Next week, they're playing Wake Forest, which is in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, which is what I call sports weirdo land. So many ritual occult sacrifices in the world of sports connect back to Winston-Salem. It's where Wake Forest is out of. Wake Forest, Gematria 42, just like Muhammad Ali. Next week, he's going to get his 46th touchdown. Lamar Jackson in Gematria sums to 46. Parkinson's equals 46, what Muhammad Ali supposedly died from. Phoenix equals 46. Louisville equals 46. He's from Louisville. He died in Phoenix. Remember, his Parkinson's hospital was put in Phoenix. Muhammad Ali, he was also born in the year 42, and he got Parkinson's at age 42. 42, this number coded all over black men throughout history, often in negative ways. If Muhammad Ali really had Parkinson's, if that's what it was that he was suffering from, he was injected. And I've met people that have Parkinson's. I know it's a real disorder. When I was a child, we cleaned for elderly people. That's what my mom did for a living. We didn't have childcare. I had to help her clean houses from a young age. Worked for a lot of old people. Some of them had Parkinson's. So I'm not saying Parkinson's isn't real. I'm just saying, you know, what they call it. We've been told it's called. It's this. It's caused by this. That could all be bullshit. There is some reason it's caused. But anyway, Muhammad Ali, I don't think he got Parkinson's naturally. You know? He might have got it from a lethal injection, and perhaps the people in this world, they get Parkinson's when they get enough of this chemical contaminant in their body, or maybe some people are more susceptible to it. Muhammad Ali at age 42 probably got injected with a ton of it, causing the disorder. Next week's game, November 12th, 2016, it's also going to be on a date with 59 numerology. 42 and 59 stamped all over black people. Wake Forest 42, 59 date. No doubt a tribute to Muhammad Ali. Let us not forget Kimbo Slice died at age 42, born in 74, 3 days after Muhammad Ali. Kimbo Slice, a fighter attached to Miami, where Muhammad Ali became boxing champion in 64. Also, Muhammad Ali died the day after the NBA Finals began. The city of Cleveland had not won a pro sports championship since 64. Muhammad Ali was a ritual sacrifice for those finals. Nate Thurmond, former NBA great who played for the Warriors and Cavs, had his number 42, retired with both teams, died at age 74, 27 days after Game 7 of the NBA Finals. LeBron scored 27. Don't kid yourself. Nate Thurmond, very likely the father of LeBron James. Check out the appearance, the build, the athleticism, the receding hairline. Here was an article from the beginning of the season, Michael Vick saying that Lamar Jackson was even more impressive than him. I used to watch college football when Michael Vick played. Michael Vick, you know, he was mind-blowing. There was nothing like it. Haven't watched Lamar Jackson play still, so I don't know. But, you know, that's quite a compliment if it's a real compliment, right? Notice how the media emphasized that phrase, 5 times better. Had that gematria of 46. Louisville, 5 times better. A symbolic touchdown coming next week. Again, against Wake Forest. You have to go back and see how many sports videos I've done on deaths connecting back to that town. Chris Paul, so many more. Chris Paul's death of his grandfather right after he signed with Wake Forest, not a coincidence. I think it happened the same day, the day after. The first game of the season this year for Louisville was also on a date with 46 numerology. 46, like Lamar Jackson. Muhammad Ali got a 19-mile funeral procession. 19 is a very important number in the Quran. This young man, 19 years old. Think about how their season began September 1st. In most parts of the world, that date's written 1/9, day before the month, a lot like 19. 19, most important number in the Quran, book called the Quran Code, how the Quran's centered around 19. Muhammad Ali, 19-mile funeral procession. 19-year-old star, the football season after his death. I'll link the video. I go into greater detail. But here's the schedule. Next week, Wake Forest, November 12th. Then they play Houston, then Kentucky. Have to do more work on those future games. Also, from the day Muhammad Ali died, June 3rd, to September 1st, the start of the season, 91 days, the reflection of 19. So anyway, this is just how I know this isn't a coincidence, Truth Seeker. I mean, if you have logic, if you understand, if I look at something like this and right away I see the tribute to Muhammad Ali, and then I look deeper and I see the score's 52 points, and I've been writing about this and reporting on this for months. You know, I predicted all the sports championships correctly in the last year, largely based on this number. So it's all scripted, and it's not hard to see that it's scripted. People just choose not to see the truth, from rigged sports to the lies of September 11th to these ridiculous political elections to all the bullshit we put up with in this world. That's the biggest problem. Worse than rigged sports, it's people choosing not to see the truth. Till next time.